Hi, my name is John Consalvi, and I'm here today with Carrie Slaymaker to talk about LinguaHealth's training program, specifically their Bilingual Immersion program. Carrie, how are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
LinguaHealth is beginning its second year of our Bilingual Immersion program. It would be helpful if you could tell everybody what it's all about.
Well, the Bilingual Immersion program is a program that we've created to help clinicians who are really dedicated to offering bilingual speech-language pathology services in the schools, but maybe come from varied backgrounds as far as their experience and academic backgrounds.
It might be helpful, Carrie, if you tell the audience how we decided to do the Bilingual Immersion program.
Absolutely. So we're in the first year of the Bilingual Immersion program, and it began because there was a recognition that we really need more bilingual speech-language pathologists to offer quality services in the public school setting. So what we started to notice is that some clinicians had certain pieces of the puzzle, but maybe not others. So we know ASHA has offered from their position statement that a bilingual speech-language pathologist at minimum needs to have 4 different qualities. The first is to be able to recognize what is typical language acquisition for both monolingual and bilingual clients, or in this case, students. The next then would be that they need to have the ability to offer, administer, and interpret bilingual evaluations to the clients. Next, of course, would be offering the intervention in their native language, and then finally having a recognition of what those cultural factors are in that entire process. So then what we are offering, for instance, some clinicians might come with the linguistic background, but they need a little more experience and information as far as what is typical development, what's atypical development, how to look at differential diagnosis with assessment. So we try to help them in that area. On the flip side, there are other clinicians that maybe have come from a program or have experience that have given them that information, but they want a little more support as far as the linguistic component. What we try to do is look at the strengths and areas of need of our clinician and offer that information they need to complete the pieces of the puzzle.
Can you give us a little bit more information about the support that we offer?
Well, in the first year, we've been able to offer the support beginning with a 2-day training where we offered our clinicians to come in with various levels of experience, ranging from very experienced clinicians to clinicians who are just starting their CFY, to complete a 2-day training with us. In that 2-day training, the first day was really focused on the CFY and supervision processes, as well as things that are specific to school districts. So we help to support what makes, for instance, a strong IEP, an IEP that is not only legal, but can be easily understood by other professionals as well as the family members. The second day was a busy day. We had an overview of all of the things that are really important to being a bilingual speech-language pathologist in the schools. So this included responsiveness to intervention, the referral process, assessment, of course that leads into intervention, and then finally just talking about cultural and linguistic components that would be a part of this process from start to finish.
So what changes are coming for next year?
What we found was the response was really positive to this 2-day training, and we'd like to continue with it. However, we recognize that there's different needs for different clinicians. We're in the process of creating different modules which will break down the information in more detail, and we'll be able to offer these models online so clinicians are able to review them as they're available. Finally, we'll take that information and we'll be able to discuss it as a team as far as its relevance to our clinical day-to-day life.
So Carrie, apart from the content support that we give, can you tell everybody about the linguistic support also?
Absolutely. The linguistic support is a really important part of our program. Clinicians come in with different levels of Spanish language abilities, and we try to support them in the areas that they need it. For instance, some clinicians may be native speakers, however need a little bit of support as far as how to offer the speech and language specific terminology, or maybe even how to describe things to parents in a way that really makes sense. Other clinicians have a level of Spanish language abilities, but they really need some more support to feel confident. So what we offer through our monthly clinicians is that clinicians are welcome to come when we're having language support meetings, and we'll talk about things such as how to offer an IEP in Spanish, or maybe we'll be talking about things like offering a test that's really difficult, like the SLP in Spanish. Other ways that we've gotten creative with other clinicians is to try to help them find programs that would really help support their overall language development, maybe in the area and sometimes even abroad.
Other than content, what other linguistic support are we giving?
The linguistic support is a really important part of the Bilingual Immersion program. Clinicians are coming in with different levels of need. Some clinicians are native speakers, however, they would like to have more support as far as specific speech and language information. Other clinicians maybe have had some experience but are looking to increase their overall language skills. One way that we look to help support our clinicians within the company is that we offer monthly meetings where clinicians can come and we talk about different ways, for instance, how to offer an IEP in Spanish in a way that makes sense to parents. Or maybe we'll talk about how to offer a test like the SLP, which is a little more intense language test, and we are able to practice it during those meetings. Finally, we can sometimes get creative to help clinicians find ways to increase their overall language abilities, like looking for programs either in the area or abroad that would help them increase those abilities.
Carrie, would you like to share anything else about the Bilingual Immersion program?
So far we've talked about content and language support, and the final might be my favorite, where we offer meetings at a local level to talk about things that are really important to the clinicians on a day-to-day level. These meetings are not mandatory, but we've found that clinicians are really responding to them well. People come in offering materials, information, and different resources for one another, and it's really turned out to be a great learning experience. What we're hoping to do is take what we've been doing at a local level and being able to offer it on a wider level using technology so that we're able to let clinicians who maybe aren't in a close geographic region share their information with each other.
Well, Carrie, thanks for coming in today to talk about the Bilingual Immersion program.
Thanks so much for having me, John.